developed these attitudes and these characteristics and these habits that's helped me be 10 years sober. That's helped me be 10 years since I've thought of it in my life. That's helped me be 10 years since I've self-harmed. It's helped me be 10 years since I've had an eating disorder. That's helped me 10 years overcome depression, anxiety, all these issues. It's these habits that I've developed, and I've now recognized it was these things that I was intentional of wanting to be better at. It's changed my life. And I call them the 5, and they're simply this. I learned to be transparent. I learned to be accountable. I learned to work hard. I learned to make good choices, and I had to value people. Those 5 things will change your life forever. And those aren't 5 things for you to learn to do when you graduate college, or when you learn to graduate when you're often beginning your career and after your first mistake. Like, these are 5 things right now as high school students you can begin to say, I want to develop on these each and every day. And I call it the 5, and it's changed my life. Learning to be transparent, accountable, hard work, good choices, and value people. You see, when I talk about being transparent, transparency literally means see-through. I had to live a life that I understood something, that if I wouldn't allow people to see my hurts, my pains, and my struggles, if I wouldn't live a life that was somewhat see-through, where light and vision and people could see some of my shortcomings, where I had to also find the courage to talk about my hurts, my struggles, and my pain. Transparency really is this. It's taking off the mask and the fake smiles and the fake faces and acting like you just don't care, but being honest and truthful with somebody in your life, that mentor, that coach, that trusted, caring adult, those best friends, where you're willing to be transparent and speak up and speak out and understand that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to make mistakes, but you have to own them. I learned to live a life that was transparent. And you know why? Unless we're willing to be transparent on some of those character defaults that we have, maybe they're your bad attitudes, your procrastination, how you treat people, your addiction, whatever it is. Until I learned to be transparent. The opposite of transparent is being condensed and having the mask where you can't see. People can't help you if they don't know. And if you're not really ready to change and to let it go, a lot of us say, you know what, Nathan, I hate my anxiety. You know what, Nathan, I hate my depression. You know what, Nathan, I want to stop the addiction. You know what, Nathan, I've been self-harming, but I'm struggling to quit. You know what, Nathan, I want to change this. I know I got a bad attitude. A lot of us will talk about it, but we're so afraid to take the steps called accountability, where you allow people to speak into your life. See, accountability isn't you giving people permission to hold you accountable and get you into trouble. Accountability is for you, because you've already decided there's some areas in your life that you want to change. And change takes intentional choices to be different. And so if there's some things that if you were honest and you gave yourself a real assessment and you were like, you know what, truthfully, I know I got a bad attitude. You know what, truthfully, man, there's an addiction that I've been battling with and I want to get off, but man, I'm struggling. Many of us that battle with self-harm, there's been many of times you've wanted to stop, but you struggled and you can't seem to stop because you've created a poor habit. And many of us who battle those thoughts of giving up, man, you're so afraid to actually let somebody help hold you accountable and to walk through that with you. See, when I began to be transparent and to air my stuff out and to find trusted, caring adults, a mentor, a coach, a friend, when I began to be that person, and I'm not saying you go out here and talk to any random Yahoo in the world, that's not what I'm saying. But we all have those people in our lives that we know care about you. Those are the ones. And when I began to get honest with that person and allowed him to hold me accountable, again, his accountability in my life, it wasn't that he was trying to dictate and be my boss. I had given a trusted, caring friend of mine the permission to call me on my stuff. Why? Again, it's not because I had to meet their expectation. They're holding me accountable because I have a desire to really change. And if I don't change attitudes, nothing's going to change. Change takes intentional choices to be different. So for me, I started being transparent. I took off my mask and being accountable. And then I realized hard work works. You can't get around hard work, y'all. I'll be honest, our culture, let's be real, we're lazy, y'all. Be honest, it's so easy for us just to jump on Google to find every answer to every question that we want. And at the end of the day, yep, you may get an A, but not every A is an A. And this is what I'm saying by that. You can jump on there and you can cut the corners and you can make every little loophole and still get on the surface what looks like an A, but you didn't learn anything about life. Why would you rob yourself the ability to really grow in life? Not every A is an A, I don't care what you say. At the end of the day, you can't get around hard work. And this is what's amazing about this world we live in. Success, it's not that difficult, y'all, because 99.9% of the people out there, and that may be a high exaggeration, but it's not too high, the majority of the people don't really want to put in the work. They don't want to roll up their sleeves and actually go after their dream. We all like to talk about it. We all like to post about it. We all like to tell people about it. But talk is cheap. What you do is what you believe, y'all. And for the most part, people don't want to put in the work. And so if you can just begin to take one step after one step, slowly moving towards your dream, I promise you that dream, that goal, that thing you want to achieve, it's not going to be nearly as difficult as what you think it is. Because for the most part, others don't want it as bad as you. But you just got to take control of this thing. Hard work works. And hard work and learning to make good choices in the moment. Listen, you can skip school if you want to, or you don't have to. You can have an attitude if you want to, or you don't have to. You can do random acts of kindness, or you can pick on somebody. You can be disrespectful, or you can be respectful. But I've learned making the right choice, and we all know what the right choice is. All of us, in our heart, in our gut, in our mind, we know what we should and we shouldn't be doing. And the more I learned to listen to that voice, and the more I began to always bounce every idea of my dream of wanting to change the world. I wanted to become an inspirational speaker. I wanted to travel the country. I wanted to give hope to the hopeless, be a voice to the voiceless. That was my dream. And so in the moment, even in the middle of my terrible circumstance, I'm in prison battling all of these issues. Every day when I woke up, I looked at my dream and I said, I'm going to make conscious decisions to make good choices and not bad choices. And I say it a lot, and it's this way. In your mirrors, all my juniors, freshmen, if you're driving, I don't know if yeah or not, but in your side view mirrors, it says objects in the mirror are closer than things appear. What it means, what you see reflecting back at you, it's not as far away as what you think it is. And all of your dreams and all of your goals and the things you want to achieve, the things you want to become, they don't start when you graduate. They're right here. They're right now. Your dreams and your goals are closer than objects appear in the mirror, I promise you. And so for me, I began to slow down and not be impulsive. See, in the moment, when everybody else is doing something, in the moment, when everything else seems like it's not a big deal, I had to slow down and ask myself the question, is this going to help or destroy, build or grow? I don't want to be impulsive in my choices. Hard work, good choices. And then the last one's the toughest one. The last one is one of the most difficult ones that we're facing, and it's learning to value people. You see, growing up, if I was going to be honest, and I believe most of us on the surface are this way, and it's not our fault. It's kind of like the human nature of who we are. We naturally, it seems to be, are pretty self-centered, self-absorbed, self-circulating around me, where I want to go, what I want to do. I realized at the end of the day, when I was growing up, from my youth all the way up to when I was 23, I would only value people if I thought you were benefiting me. If I thought that you could enhance my life, if I thought that you could add to my life, I could gain something from your relationship, that's when I would value you. If I thought I could benefit from you, man, that is selfish. And it took me a long time to realize I don't want to be a person who is self-absorbed, that only has time for people if you can help me. But I want to be a person that is intentional and is very thoughtful of adding value to every person I encounter. How can I add value to the people around me?